My name is Natasha. Yeah, most people are scared of pressing comb and stuff. You can't be. Huh?
Is that our dolls are
Them dolls turn into people. So, but don't be afraid of it. It's kind of cool. You just know, you gotta check your temperature at all times and make sure you don't get close to the scalp. So, my grandmother, I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. My grandmother, she actually used to press my hair all the time. And my grandmother was blind. So don't be afraid to press combs. She can do it, y'all can do it. You guys know these are pressing combs. There are different sizes in pressing combs. You know, you have some which are smaller, which they get closer to the edges, and for short hair. Okay? You guys have the different, this is not pressing combs, but you guys know these go in the oven. These are your curling irons. And now, stay bored also, I'm going to go wash my hands because I do need to wash my hands before I start touching all over her. And then I'm going to section her. I want to section her hair. And again, the oven, she was saying the different temperatures and stuff. We get it cheap sometime nowadays because the oven actually has a temperature gauge where you can turn it to your temperature liking. Like she said, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have super curly, I'm going to say black, nappy type of hair for you to have to use a pressing comb on it. Of course, you wouldn't use it on somebody whose hair is really fine. But her hair, you can definitely, we're going to show you how. Let's see, her ends are a little damaged. So we want to be careful that we don't use a lot of heat on her ends also. We use, I use heat protectors when I work all the time too. I know they mention in the books, I think still, about pressing creams and stuff. Do they still do that? Yeah. Okay, a lot of times we don't really use pressing creams anymore. We use more of a thermal builder, like heat protectors on the hair because that locks in the heat and kind of keeps it straight, opposed to using something that's more oily. More pressing creams and oils and stuff make the hair oily, and we don't want to weigh down the hair when we just cleaned it.
So you would wash them and blow dry them?
Definitely, you don't want to press on dirty hair because what'll happen is you'll smell it. It will smell, and it's bad for the hair. Sectioning is important when it comes to any thing when you do has to coloring, cutting. I was just talking about pressing cream. That normally they were talking about pressing cream. I use more of a thermo builder, which is like a heat protector in place of the pressing cream. Because now, I mean, pressing cream is kind of, I don't want to say old, but it is old. Because pressing cream is a little oily, and we don't want to get the hair oily when we just washed it.
So does it have a thermal?
Yes. Yes.
Does a spray work, or does it have to be in cream form?
What I do before I blow dry the hair, I'll wash the hair, condition it, of course. And when you're pressing hair, you always want to make sure you're conditioning and moisturizing. But before I blow dry it, I put in a thermo builder and blow dried it. And then when I'm straightening, actually when I'm flat ironing, I'll use my spray. And at the end, of course, then you'll use your shine-free Pro Drops. And you always want to, like she said, kind of determine what temperature you're going to use before you get started on somebody's hair. Because she's not going to need a 10 at all on her hair. Okay. What I'm going to do is show you guys know about soft presses, hard presses, that type of thing. Okay, she's basically going to get a soft press. Not only because her hair is not that coarse, but because of the chemical damage that's done to it already. If your hair texture is not super coarse, you can get away with a flat iron.
Right.
Opposed to the roots. Sometimes it's hard to get close to the roots, and you want to take a pressing comb and go over the roots. Okay, I'm gonna send this around to let you guys see Like this is a good color, if you can barely see it. This is a good color. You want to pass that around for me? Like if you check your urn and it's that color, you can go ahead and you can press.
How thin are your subsections?
Huh?
How thin are your subsections?
It depends. It depends on the person's hair and the hair texture and how much heat that you think they're going to need. Hers is about I say about 1 inch. Okay, double press, hard press.
Or
Soft
soften her.
press and hard press. Again, she's just going to have a soft press. Her hair is not that coarse. And what that means is just that you're going to run the pressing comb through once over the top. I usually go to the back also.
It's not the teeth that straighten, it's the rod that straightens. So do you notice how she turns her comb?
Yes, the ends of the back of the comb, which smooths the hair follicle out. As you guys see right now, like I said, I straightened her roots, but the ends, you would go, okay, let's just do procedure. You would just go through, like I said, I'd go through the top. Twice, and then you take it and you go down like this.
Oh, it's great.
I'm going to show you a tool that I love when I flat iron hair. You guys use one of these? This thing is great when you straighten hair. It's the best. Basically, when I flat iron hair,
Oh yeah, I remember those. It's the double-sided comb, a flat comb.
double-sided brush. And
Or a
it just
brush,
came
yeah.
out super smooth. Pressing the hair because it'll make sure they don't burn your hair. Two, just over that. When you go through the ends of the hair, don't pull through too much and too much tension, because then you'll hear little snaps. So you want to kind of give less tension when you get to the bottom of the hair. And when I get to the bottom, especially with the flat iron, I don't pull through. I'll let go at the ends. Field can I go into and still be happy and run my own show kind of and make money like I'm making? And it was hard. I know 5 days a week, whether you want to make $200 a day or $1,000 a day. It's you. Stay going to hair shows, training classes, learning. That's the thing, is that, you know, I'm going to show you guys the end later, is learning. I'm constantly going to classes, and you got to invest in yourself. You can't just, you know what I mean, you can't just keep doing the same old thing, because times change and trends change all the time. And I'll twist the comb, the brush, kind of just to keep everything together, because I hate when you're using hot tools and things spill over. You see that?
Yeah.
It's good.
Amazing.
Wow. That's easier for y'all know. Finger waves?
Skateboard set.
Finger waves.
So do
And pedicures.
Am I kidding?
I'm gonna show you guys with the comb. You want to straighten with the comb just to get it. And sometimes, like she was saying, after you flatten the hair and you go through and you comb them out, it's still kind of like tangly or crunchy a little bit. This will help that. Going through it with the comb. And you see how small the teeth are on my comb. Same. You guys are using heat tools and any aspect where it's the pressing combs or the plug-in ones to make sure that you're not overheating or putting heat that's not needed on a client's hair, thinking it's going to get it silkier or straighter. That doesn't make any sense. So even now, my flat iron is not all the way up. You have to get you have to get closer to the root.
Closer to it.
Yes, that was good. And it's important when you get up there to turn quick because you don't want to lose lines. Even with your curly irons and stuff, you want to get up there, you kind of want to real quick to the side. I'll show you guys. Because you'll leave lines, you just want to kind of smooth it. Go down. And I owned a shop. I owned a shop for a while, but then it was hard because I was kind of like, that was my life. Hair is already my life, but having a shop and running it, it was really just my life. And I decided I kind of just wanted to work and not own a salon. I was thinking, why am I gonna own it? And then now they have those salons that have like the private rooms. Have you got like the studio rooms? Those are so cool. Because first of all, if something happens, you just pick up the phone and call somebody like the toilet's not working. You know, you don't have to make arrangements. You don't have to go through the process. You pay your booth rent and basically that's it. So I'm not discouraging people on the shop thing, but for me, yeah.
Did you make more money at a shop, like owning your own shop or working freelance?
I would say about the same. I was about the same. When I owned a shop, I had 3 assistants. So I was able to get more done, but of course more money went out. So, yeah. And then again, like I said, when things happen, you're responsible for them. And it was kind of taken away from my craft. I wasn't able to move as much as far as, you know, if somebody called me and they needed me in a different state, and it was just more difficult to move, yeah. Speaking of taxes and just you running your own business, is insurance, retirement, stuff like that. Like, it's up to you. So, you know, at the end of the day, you guys need to open up them accounts, whether it's life insurance, IRAs. Start early, whether it's putting, if you only have $50 a month, start with $50 a month to put in an account. And just start something, because at the end of the day, hey, it's like I said, we don't have no 401ks out there. We don't have nobody looking out for us but us. So start as soon as possible. I know it was a client of mine, and I always look at this lady like she was a sharp older lady. She used to come in all coordinated all the time and tell me about all these great stories, like she had just been here and she was there and went on a cruise, and I was just like, dang, like she wasn't even that old. She was only like, she was in her 50s, her late 50s. And I was like, how are you just able to, you know, she got all these rubies and jewels she comes in all the time. And she's like, I invested. She was like, she was only a teacher, but she said she took $800, which is a lot, you know, and she put it away for her retirement at an early, well, she said she hadn't always put in $800, but she ended up there. But she had started early, and she was able to just do these things. She said, I was on a teacher salary. I didn't have it. She was like, I struggled. You know, you struggle now and you work hard now for greater benefits later. I tell my child that too. Like, you work hard. The party is always better when you have money. So save. Think about looking to different plans for yourself to insure yourself. That right there will put you guys ahead of the game, because a lot of us don't do that until either it's too late, even like life insurance and stuff. But you guys can either do taxes, quarterly, yearly. Make sure it happens. Make sure you keep your receipts. All your write-offs that you guys have, whether it's when you guys go on trips, like when you go to the hair shows, all those receipts, save all those receipts, and definitely write off. You can write off some. This is bad. Okay.
I wasn't. I was just like.
Good job. This is bad. So if you see this is definitely way too hot.
You can smell it.
Even this is a good one too. This is still, I would say, a little too hot. If their hair is really, this is still just a tad bit hot for somebody's hair that is really super coarse. For her hair, this is still way too hot. It needs to be like almost the lightest brown, like barely can see it. The first one I sent around, it should be like that. But if somebody's hair is extremely coarse, you might need, it's okay for it to be a little darker. Okay. Yeah.
To do a haircut on
But like, should I say that I know how to do this, but I would need some training first, or should I just stay away from it first?
You mean pressing? Until you feel comfortable with it.
But like, how would I get comfortable? Should I practice on my
I wouldn't
nose,
say
or-
that you could, well, I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't start with a client until you've definitely had some practice at it.
They do have wefts that are very curly that you can attach on your doll head's head with pins and then practice that way. And then maybe if she has a family member who has curly hair.
A family member, yes, that's always good. And then you give discounts to those clients. Like, you know, I'm really training, you know, maybe. And then what you do is just go through the motions. And you keep that client and you tell them to come back every week, and then you're getting that practice. And pull them. And I kind of blow. You want to make sure you don't have coffee breath or anything in the morning. You just see how close I'm getting. I'm just really...
Is there a smaller brush than that, or is that the smallest? I mean, comb.
There's a smaller one.
Is there a smaller brush than that, or is that the smallest? I mean, comb.
There's a smaller one. And again, you guys see when I am pressing the hair, I'm applying a little tension to it to help straighten that hair as the pressing comb goes through. Because if a pressing comb go through nappy hair, it's really not, you know, I mean, it's still going to stay tangled. It's still going to have some frizz to it. You got to make sure the hair follicle is smooth as possible when it goes through. You guys know a trick. How do you static? You guys did some hair and washed it and straightened it and it was really clean, but you had a lot of static in it. What do you guys usually do?
You run your fingers through it.
You just run your fingers through it? You don't have
Product.
anymore?
Oh, I don't think I've ever.
Dryer sheet.
Dryer sheets. No, I'm serious. If you
I know, I seen them do it, so.
yes. I usually just take a dryer sheet, real simple, and I'll run it over. I'll just put it in my hands and I'll run it through the hair like this. And not only does it take away the static, but it smells so good.
It's good to know.
I use the game one.
The game ones, I like those too.
I think after a blow dry, I've had like a poofy
Some static?
hair. Like it looked like air was in it.
Yeah.
So that's what static is?
Kind of wiry and just when you touch it.
Like it didn't look how I wanted it to look. It was like, what did I do? But like I guess because she had really curly hair, and I blow dried it, and then it was like too big, I think. So I just didn't know. I didn't know that I could do anything about it. I sent her away.
Well, it's different than poofy and static. Static is
Like when there's like the outside hairs are sticking up.
yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what is the poofy thing?
Poofy is kind of just frizzy and nappy.
So what could I do about that?
If it's frizzy and nappy,
Like at the end of the blow dry, if I noticed it's like that, means I didn't do it right.
yeah. or you have to use another tool to complete your
Like a
look.
straightener.
Yeah,
Okay.
whether it's a curling iron or something like that. If you want to get a blow dry, yeah. So just go and do something else.
So good.
Yeah, it does.
Looks so super.
Have you ever done it without any product or styling aids? And then, do you know the difference?
Done what?
Like a press like that? So what would be the difference?
Well, after a lot of times, I mean, the heat protector is just a heat protector. It helps the hair. The thermal builder, basically, it's like a reconstructor for the hair, almost like a leave-in conditioner. So, you know, you want to lock in some moisture, leave some stuff, kind of like a vitamin. You want to take a vitamin to leave in your body and absorb. So you want to put like a vitamin in your hair after you wash it.
And then, so like if someone's just doing it once, it would be okay not to use any of that. But then if they're going to continue doing it ongoing, should always use all the thermal builder and heat protector.
Well, no, I mean, you should, when you're pressing hair, you definitely use it all the time. You don't have to,
But it wouldn't.
but it's better for the hair if you do use it. Yeah, you'll probably get almost the same results, but at the end, it's not healthy hair. And that's one thing that really matters with me. I know I've been in the business a long time, and honestly, I do okay in the business. But the thing about it is I'll tell a client no in a minute. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, no, that's not good for your hair, because in the long run, like, it doesn't benefit you to get that extra $100. It just doesn't. Because how many people are going to see their hair and be like, who the hell did that to your hair?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid. If you can't do it, if you don't believe it can be done, you got to be honest with your clients. So yeah, I like to move around in the business now. Like I'll do some shows, I'll teach some classes. I'm now mobile. I'll go to people and do their hair. And it keeps it fun and exciting when you have different things to do. You can get, now in the industry, it's been for a while, but you can get agents. You know, just like models can get agents, you can get hair and makeup agents and stuff, or if you wanted to not sit in a salon and do hair.
Do you do anything for production?
I do. For a while, like I've just started to get back into it because for a while I stopped. Because when you started getting in the entertainment industry, it's really demanding. Like they expect you, like, you know, I have a really couple high profile clients and they expect you like, oh, can you be here an hour? But if I got a full clientele in a full day, it's kind of hard for me to be like, you know what, I got to cancel all my whole day to go do her. Honestly, I'm loyal to my clients, so I'll be like, you know what, I can't come today. I can't do it. I can book you maybe, and I'm usually pretty booked. Like my Saturdays now, I don't think I have a Saturday available until April. So even my days, I don't think I have a client appointment available for like 2 weeks. Which, you know, for some stylists that's a long time, and some people don't. Some people sit there and I can't take walk-ins. I usually can't take walk-ins because I don't have the time.
Do you book your own appointments or somebody else books them for you?
I'll book them, but I do have an assistant. Some people just want to be assistants, or some people want to be managers. Some people want to own salons. I know that's not me no more. So you kind of take it and how you want it to run, you run it.
You know, sometimes assisting,
Huh?
I've seen long-term assistants. Sometimes it's a worry-free thing, you know?
Yeah.
If you're making good money, you don't worry about anything. You just go, assist, and get your money and out.
Yeah. My assistant, after 12 years, she's making okay money. But yeah, she's just at a point where she's okay being an assistant, which I love. Like I still, she has her own clientele, but she's my assistant. So how many of in here of you guys, do you guys plan to own a salon? Do you guys want to do platform work? Do you guys have certain fields? Is there anything? Which ones?
So much worry.
Who wants to teach hair?
You could do all of them. You could do platform, salon, teaching, all together.
You can. Yeah. You guys want to do it all? That's good.
At one point you get
have
bored.
to do it all.
Yeah, one gets bored behind the chair after a while. You want to do various things and then you're like, I'm okay going behind the chair 2 days a week doing platform work, you know?
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Like I was gonna say too though, but working with celebrities, my regular clients, like my little older clients who come in on the regular basis, I am so loyal to them. They're like my bread and butter. And I call everything else kind of like my gravy, just like the topping on it. Whether it's, you know, if they call me and they give me notice to, if they want me to do a production or, you know, a house call or whatever, if I can make it work, of course I do. But I'm loyal to my clients. And I can tell you, being in a business for almost 20 years, like that gets you a long way. Staying stable, staying in the same area, staying reliable. being reliable. Like, your clients will love you forever. I have clients now that it's this one client I started doing even before I graduated school, and I went to her house and her parents had just adopted her. She was 3 years old, and this white couple, and they adopted a little black girl, and they didn't know what the heck to do to her. So I started going to their house when she was 3 years old, and she just graduated from college. So I was like, oh my goodness, that makes me old though. But
She's gonna bring her kids to you.
yes, like I just think that's, you're able to grow. You built so many relationships. You got to.
Is that like an oil you put on her?
Yes, this is like a shine, just like a shine oil.
It looks very good. Very smooth. Wow.
Let's see the